Hey guys, so this is kind of a video that it's kind of random, a bit random, but hopefully this will be entertaining or at least or insightful in some way. This past weekend I went to Georgia and I was hanging out with some really good friends and I got to see friends that I haven't seen. Well, I saw one of my friends that I haven't seen in a long time this past weekend. So I do have footage from this weekend, but I haven't edited it yet, and I don't know how entertaining it is. But hopefully I'm able to edit it in such a way that you are able to get an experience from it. It was really fun. Today is one of my best friends, my friend Reggie's birthday, and also one of my best friends, Bradley's birthday. So we celebrated his birthday yesterday. Anyways, I wanted to talk about optimism. So this next week, I'm going to be hopefully moving into my new house. So that will be good. So I'm looking forward to that, but there's a chance that we won't because of the person that's the investor that owns the property. They're doing certain things. So hopefully we do get to close on the house this week and we get to move in. So those are things that are going to change. But just generally, I think it's good to be optimistic. I just did an interview with Hugh, or Huey, as I used to pronounce his username Hui, but it's actually Huey. So those of you that don't know that, Hugh and Jonas, the Awakened INFJ, we just did an interview on Huey's channel. And it was very interesting, and we were talking about resolutions, and we were talking about 2019. And I actually want to make a separate video about this, but I personally see the years as benchmarks, and Jonas made a good point in the video where you need to live in the here, you need to live in the moment, and really time is an illusion, and we need to be able to savor the moment. And if you want to make a change, make it now, rather than, oh, I'm going to change in 2019, I'm going to change 10 years from now, I'm going to do this whenever. Just working towards those things now. Now, I think my lifestyle is going to change in 2019 because I'm moving and stuff. But I think more than anything, it's a mindset of being optimistic and being positive within your life. Hey, Mom.
I think that's all.
Okay, thank you.
Please don't let him get over here.
Okay, I won't. All right, Henry, come here. Henry, you good boys. You handsome boys. Yes, you are. You are handsome boys. So say hi to Henry. All right. There's my mom. My mom says hi as well. What do you feel about the house? No comment? Mom, why do you have the door open? I'm not talking about like specifics. So okay. Anyways, always fun with that. Oh, yay! People are watching. Good. Yeah, Jonas, that was awesome earlier. I really liked that live stream. So if you haven't checked it out, go to Huey's channel and check it out because it was a good talk. Both Hugh and Jonas are so insightful, and they have such a positive attitude about life. And I mean, they're both in different spots. I mean, But yeah, so before we get more into that, I also want to answer some questions. I want to open up this box. So I'm actually kind of scared. I took off, so you can't find my address. I took off the barcode too, because I heard that you can track people from a barcode. So that being said, I'm opening this box.
You need to pay that stuff too.
Okay, I will pay that
stuff.
stuff.
That needs to be get done.
Okay. Bye, Mom. I love you.
You're gonna get.
Sorry. Okay. So probably should have just like opened this earlier. But this person said that they want to be anonymous. So hopefully it's nothing weird since this is a live video. And I probably should have gone like scissors or something, but I wasn't thinking about that. No. Well, that was kind of a waste of time. Here. Just tearing the box open with my pure strength. Ah! Okay. What is in this? This is very random to me because I have no idea what this is. Okay, I'm getting scared, actually. Oh, okay, I'm gonna read this note. Hi, Emily. Your videos are very inspiring to me as you create fantastic content on your YouTube channel. Here's a small gift to show you my appreciation. Happy holidays. All right. So this is what this is. It says a gift for me. I mean, for you. I don't... I'm a bit scared. But I don't think it's... Hopefully it's nothing scary. Oh, before I open this, what do you guys think it is? I don't want to... What do you guys think this is? A beverage. A teddy cat. Shake it. That stuff? Okay. What is this? Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! I'm gonna cry, guys. You know who you are. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. It's a microphone. My mom's like rolling her eyes at me. No, you don't understand, Mom. This is amazing. What the heck? What the? Oh my god. Mom, can you please leave? You're...
I'm just gonna get one more thing out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guys. This is so cute, though. I don't know if you guys have ever had a Yeti microphone or you're familiar with this, but Mom. Mom. My mom's, oh my gosh, my mom is making fun of me. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I know it's, wow. And it's blue too. Blue's like my favorite color. I'm a little speechless. I mean, I wasn't expecting this. I mean, I didn't think it was gonna actually be something weird because it's from Amazon, but I was not expecting this whatsoever. And you guys are so nice. I mean, this is one of my friends, but still, I can't believe this. You know who you are. I'm gonna send you something as well in the near future. I need to get my shit together as far as moving into the house and stuff, but I was not expecting this. You were so generous to do that because, I mean, this is something that I've been wanting for a while. I didn't ever say that. You know, it's funny because actually when I was driving home today, I was thinking how much I want to get a microphone. And I eventually was going to get one, but yeah. I'm sorry, guys, that I cried this much. I really wasn't expecting that. Thought it was gonna be something silly. So, so yeah. Thank you. Thank you for, again, you know who you are. I just texted you before this saying that I was going to open your box, like you wanted, uh, me to, and yeah, thank you. Because I still can't get over how cute these little characters are. They're so cute. Look at these little Yetis. And then on the back, it says the different things. I don't know if you guys can read that. Oh, look how beautiful I look, guys. But I guess this ties into the optimism thing. I mean, I think it's definitely good to be optimistic about life. And your goals. I really want everybody to have a sense of optimism and, I want this year to be a good year, this upcoming 2019, to be a better year than last. If we are thinking in linear time, Jonas, even though, again, it is a social construct, or like at least a human construct, Um, I 2018 was a very difficult year for me. I mean, as you guys know, I had shingles. You can see from my forehead the scar. Basically, I've said this before. There's that scar, and then there's some little scars right here. But basically, this part of my face is still slightly numb. There's not the full feeling. So that happened. I fell out of love with Seattle, Washington, and moved across the country again. Started a new, breakup, stuff like that. All of that stuff kind of happened in 2018. But I think it was a very transformative year because I made this YouTube channel. I mean, even though the channel was made, but I started posting consistently, and I didn't expect to gain this kind of audience, especially so quickly. And you guys have been, for the most part, very supportive. There are those. I was just joking about this with Hugh and Jonas, but I have an idea of the people that probably dislike my videos. I don't know who they are, but I have an idea of why they do it. But I've noticed lately that people just come by, and it's like the same 6 or 7 people that will dislike my videos. But besides that, people have been really supportive and sweet, and things like this happen. I can't believe this. This was amazing. I'll have to figure out how to use this. But you have to be optimistic about your life as well. Like, I don't know how difficult 2018 was for you. Maybe it was a really good year for you. I don't know. But even if you did love 2018, just show what you can do in 2019 and the things that you can do and influence and all those things. Let me look at your questions. Let's see. Oh, I like all the things that you guys guessed it was going to be. Obese journalism. Emily, do you find that narcissists are naturally drawn to you, and have you dealt with narcissists in relationships in the past, and they hard relationships to end? Thank you, long-time viewer. Well, thank you for watching. And I really do appreciate people commenting, and because I don't know everybody that comments. I mean, well, I do know people that comment. I don't know everybody that watches, obviously. The majority of people don't comment. And don't feel shy commenting, because I love reading people's comments, and it makes me, it kind of shows that, oh yeah, there are actual people that watch rather than a number. And I don't ever think of it as a number, but still. So to answer your questions about narcissism, I do feel like narcissists are drawn to me. I think a lot of INFJs can feel that way, or even just empaths or empathetic people in general. I have someone very close to me, not my mom, for those of you that have said stuff like that. My mom is not. My mom is a very sweet person. She's a different personality than me, so she has different ways of doing things. But she is not, for those people that have said stuff, and I've clarified that before. But I do have someone in, that's very close to me, like I said, that is a narcissist. And so I have a kind of a weird view of narcissism. Because I know this person and love this person so much, um, I see the bad side of what narcissism is, but I also realize that it feels like Jekyll and Hyde to me. Um, and I won't go into that because I don't want to talk about who that person is. Um, but but as far as relationships and people in general, I do find that narcissists do like to seek me out, and I think people that have narcissism or any other uh, some of those other personality disorders that are more seen in a negative light that seem to be drawn to people that care, have a capacity to care for others, and they can see that. I mean, I have specific people in mind, especially in college, because I was very involved, that were either narcissists or um, what's it called? Sociopaths, or both. I don't know. Don't really. I'm not gonna pretend like I know, like I'm an expert on the subject, but yeah, it's draining. And I think I have been in a relationship with a narcissist. Uh, Actually, in Seattle for sure. I might have been in with more, but this guy I was in a relationship with, um, when I broke up with him, I was wanting to, still think, oh, maybe we can still be friends and stuff. And like, maybe in the future, like, we'll date again, even though I don't really date people that I've been in a relationship again. Um, but one time I got locked out of my house, and how I got locked out is the key got stuck in the door and broke. So it was stuck in the door, and I couldn't obviously turn it to open the door. And my roommates were, I think one of them was out of town or at work. They weren't coming back anytime soon. So I needed to get like a locksmith. And plus I had my cats in the house. I need to not neglect my cats. Um, he came over at some point, not because of the lock thing, but because I was giving him something about we were working together, and I gave him the things that he needed, and he knew I was locked out, um, and he just was like really not didn't care. Um, and I said something to him. I got actually upset with him, and I don't really get upset very easily. And I said something like, "The world doesn't revolve around you," and then he said, "Let me stop you right there. It does." And from that moment on, I wasn't even friends with him. I just cut him out of my life because I just knew that that's not something I want to be around. I guess because I do have someone very close in my life that's a narcissist. And I've always been pretty aware of that even before I knew what it was. Um, I'm very weary with people, even though I still draw people in. Um, I think I think I can let go of those people quicker than other people just because I've made a vow to myself that I don't want to be in that situation ever again. Um, so I hope that answered the question, and thank you again for watching. Um, let's see. Um, Ernesto, whatever. I'm not an ISFP, so I actually get annoyed by I've been getting annoyed a little bit by some of the more annoyed than I don't know. I feel like I don't need to justify myself, but I'm definitely not an ISFP. If we're gonna say that. I can get INFp, I can get INTJ. I think I'm most aligned with either ENFJ or INTJ. I can see that more so than others, but it's pretty obvious that I'm not. Well, maybe it's not super obvious, but that I'm not an extrovert. But no, I do not, in any shape or form, align with introverted feeling, even though as INFJs, we're still good at using introverted feeling. So yes, I'm not an I'm not an ISFP, but you can think what you want. What am I looking? Oh wait, Andrew. Hi Emily, what's your stance on jealousy in relationship? I personally feel like it's unhealthy, but others seem to disagree. I wonder why that is. Well, Andrew, I do not. I think jealousy is a natural emotion, but I personally don't feel that you need to have jealousy in a relationship, especially in a super healthy relationship. Oh, she thinks. Oh, yes. Look at me just jumping to conclusions about, sorry, going back to the ISFP thing. Yes, my mom is an ISFP. She is definitely an ISFP. But yeah, back to Andrew's question. Jealousy is not, I don't know. I think there can be a healthy amount of jealousy, but I personally am, it does not, I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of a turnoff to me if someone gets jealous, because the thing is, if you knew me in real life, well, if you just like even experienced this past weekend, when I think about like personally, or even just like in someone else's shoes, as someone that has like a lot of guy friends, for example, um, I get along with guys, I get along with girls. You know, I have basically an equal amount of guy and girl friends. And I think there's definitely a line if you're in a relationship that you shouldn't cross if you have guy friends. Or if I guess if you are, I'm saying from a heterosexual standpoint, but I guess it can be it could be changed if you're bi or gay or lesbian, whatever. But as for me, as a heterosexual female, I think there's definitely an extent where it is inappropriate. There's an inappropriate line that can be crossed with being friends with a guy. But as far as having guy friends and maybe my significant other being jealous, I'm very turned off by that because, well, I don't do, again, I don't do anything with my guy friends in a romantic way. And if someone was to accuse me of, you know, having different intentions with them, that would make me upset. Not because it's just the principle. I get upset about principles, not really about whether someone thinks a certain thing about me or not. If the idea is there, I've actually been in a relationship where the guy was very jealous. And actually, my friend, who was my guy friend at the time, and I mean, he still is, he's gay. And he didn't come out of the closet at that point. But my boyfriend at the time thought that we had slept together and, you know, done various things. And at that point, I had not even done any of those things, so that was not even an option. But it just put a bad taste in my mouth. But there's times where if we're stepping out of like my experience and into someone else's, I have seen experiences, or I've seen people who were just hypothetically who have been in unhealthy relationships where maybe someone does cheat or they've had tendencies like that. And I personally just would not get into a relationship with someone that's ever cheated on someone, because I mean, this might be a controversial statement, but I personally believe once a cheater's always a cheater as far as cheating romantically. Like if I knew someone cheated on someone else, I would not think, oh, I'm the exception. They're going to be faithful to me. I don't know. But yeah. So let me see. Yeah. So Andrew, I also long story short, I also think it's unhealthy to be jealous, overly jealous. And I personally don't have. There probably is jealousy at some point. Like I just think it's a natural thing. I'm not saying it's unhealthy to all like ever have a jealous tendency. I think humans just naturally will get jealous every once in a while. But if your relationship is based on jealousy, I don't think that is good. Yeah. I mean, people do change, I think. But yeah. Cedric Beachy, he said, I don't think narcissists even pay attention to me, but maybe I have just never known one. I definitely think that narcissists have, and sociopaths, and I'm not saying they're mutually exclusive, but or that they're not mutually exclusive, but I think they have like this weird sense of realizing who's more susceptible or who would be more open to people. I've had many, I mean, honestly, guys, I could write a book about my college experience, and a lot of it does have to do with sociopaths and narcissists. And I wouldn't have to make anything up. I probably would have to change things around because I think, even though they're true stories, I think the people that they're about that did this certain things may come after me. But yeah, I'm not going to go into specifics. Well, I mean, you guys don't know who this is, and I'm not going to like even make a name for this person. But when I was in college, my freshman year, I had someone, not going to even say if it's a male or female, basically confide in me when they were drunk that they had cancer. And they said a very specific type of cancer, and they also said that they would only have like two more years to live. Basically, this individual, throughout my experience knowing this person, took advantage of a lot of people in the sense that people felt empathy towards this person. And well, at first, people didn't know that this person had cancer or claimed to have cancer. And then it ended up having to come out. But this person, so basically people found out that this person had cancer and they treated them so respectfully and so like bent over backwards for this person in many respects. And there's still people today that see this person in that way. I found out, so they told me this in 2012. I found out in 2015. I think it was 2015. Found out in 2015 that this person was lying about having cancer, and they lied to everybody about having cancer. And but yeah, so those are kind of some of the extreme people that I encountered. That's just one person, and to this day, there's still people that believe this person has cancer, and they don't know how bad of a person this person is because they've lied about a lot of other things too. But so, Cedric, I would not say that that is necessarily a bad thing. I would be very fortunate that you don't know a narcissist, or at least they don't flock to you. Stephanie Douglas said, "What are you most looking forward to in the coming year?" Well, I'm mostly looking forward to, well, actually putting out a lot of the ideas that I've had for a while. The ideas I have in my notebook and just in my head about things I want to do on this channel. I hope to connect with more people, and I hope that, if anything, people are able to get something positive out of this and change their life, even if it's just making a YouTube channel, or even if it's just doing simple things every day. Because as Jonas and I were talking about this, and Hugh, it's the simple everyday things that are kind of hard for INFJs because we're so future oriented, but just other types in general, is to not focus on the day, but look towards the future. But you have to look at the day to day. The other thing I'm looking forward to is living in a place and having more peace. So having a place to call my own as far as my room, because I like to retreat to my room. I like to drink tea, listen to music, and listen to Harry Potter audiobooks and other audiobooks. And just having a healthier lifestyle in general. And that's stuff that I'm implementing now, but just even more so in the future. I would be interested to know what you guys are most looking forward to. Also, there's a few trips that I'm looking forward to, and I'm going to probably visit my sister in Japan in 2019. My friends and I are probably going to plan a trip to Nashville, Tennessee. We're probably going to all share an Airbnb. That will be fun. And do some fun things in Nashville, because I know Nashville like the back of my hands. My mom used to live there. I'm going to make friends here in Greenville. That's another goal, because I don't really have friends here. And I'd like to go to Europe in 2019 again, because I do love Europe. Oh, and Bonnaroo. Bonnaroo is a music festival. I've never been to a music festival, and I've also never been camping, so that'll be exciting. Hey, Samantha. Let's see. Do I have any weird habits? I don't know if I actually do have any weird habits. I think one thing that I do want to change is I have a tendency to touch my hair a lot, and like touch my hair, touch my face, which face isn't as bad, but like the hair thing, I touch my hair a lot. And I just like go like this to my hair and stuff, and I know that that's probably annoying. I really don't think I have any super big habits or weird habits, I mean. Oh, Coco. Yes, the address isn't on here. Before I even did this, I took the barcode. I mean, this is just the barcode for the box, but I took the barcode off. I took the barcode off, and I also took off the sticker with my address on it. I have thought about making a PO box. For anybody that, like, I don't expect anybody to send anything, but I know, it's probably a better idea to have a PO box and have people send it. It's different, like, becoming friends with people online and stuff, but I don't want to give out my address to too many people, just for privacy things. Let's see. Well, okay. JL Rider 97 said, watched a video recently on narcissists, and I believe they said normal INFJ inauthenticity sensor is fooled by narcissists because they believe their own lies. Scott Morgan's channel, I think. Which, by the way, I have tried to reach out to Scott Morgan. I know he's very busy. He has a child and stuff like that. But that would be very interesting to interview him. Yeah. I mean, narcissists are almost like, I mean, they are like leeches. Yeah, Scott Morgan's cool. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to... What's my favorite tea? Well, obese journalism. I like a lot of different teas. I was actually drinking Earl Grey earlier. I do love Earl Grey. I actually used to work for a bubble tea place, and we would brew tea. And then I also worked for Starbucks. And then I also worked for this other coffee shop called Spill the Beans. It's also like an ice cream place. So I have a lot of experience with tea. I think Earl Grey is one of my favorites. I had this apple tea. It's at this place called Tea Leaves in Time. It's one of my favorite little places in Woodstock, Georgia, that I go to with my Nana. But they have this tea that's apple. I'm not sure. I think it might be a black tea, or it might just be an herbal tea. I don't know, but it's really good. I like teas that have... I do like fruit teas. Obviously, the apple tea is a fruit tea. But I think I prefer like a really good green tea, black tea, and teas that have like a more warmth to them and flavor wise. I don't know how to describe it. I don't really like, even though I love spicy food, I don't really like spicy teas. I do like them every once in a while, but they're not my go-to teas. So didn't really answer that super well, but that's kind of my tea thing. I also like to spill the tea. Just kidding. Yeah, Stephanie, I touch my hair a lot too. That's what you said. I play with my split ends. I also do that. Oh, Andrew, those are good. Looking forward to bringing more inner peace in my head. Finishing college really should give me a jump start on that for the new year. That is a very good thing. Oh, hey, Eric from Talking with Famous People. How are you doing? Oh, Stephanie, you have a PO box? I need to send you something. Who called the police? Well, yeah, Eric, we've been liking your videos. I don't know if you're still watching, but if you are still watching, Eric from Talking with Famous People, I think that you made a wrong assumption about extroverted feeling. And I actually would love to do a video talking about your reasoning behind the functions, because I think we could have a very good conversation about the functions and our understanding on them. I am going to make more function videos in the future. Paper Eater 101 said, will you skydive in 2019? I would love to. I would love to skydive. I was supposed to skydive last year. Well, actually, yeah, 2017. Then we moved it to 2018, and then the weather was still bad. This was in Seattle, and I never did, but I really want to. Who's standing behind me? Oh my gosh, who's standing behind me? Ah, it's a scary monster. No, there's no one behind me, unless there is a some type of ghost. Jail Rider 97 said gunpowder green tea. Interesting. Oh, Eric, you'll talk whenever. Yes. No, Eric, we really should talk about this, because I am very impressed with your knowledge of the functions, but I personally think that your assessment of extroverted feeling was a bit off. Coming from, I don't know, and introverted feeling. INTJ jerk, you're an ESFP. No, you're not. Oh. Yeah, you should definitely make a video about Jonas, the Awakened INFJ. I think that would be very interesting. Wow, okay, obese journalism. You have some really good questions today, and you should comment more often, because I think this is awesome. Emily, do you write? If so, do you find that the initial phase of writing, you realize you don't know that much about the subject at hand, and this discourages you to continue writing on the matter? So unfortunately, I don't really write too much in my free time right now. I want to get back into it, because I actually want to eventually write a book. And I know a lot of people want to write a book. But this is actually, I guess, a goal of 2019 that I want to meet. When I have written about subjects, for example, when I was in college, I had to write a lot of different papers for my major was international affairs. I took a lot of philosophy classes and political science classes, and basically the nature of those classes is a lot of essays. I had to write a 30-page paper on a specific chapter of a book for my senior seminar, and I felt like There was, I could draw probably more information out of that chapter, but at a certain point it became repetitive and it was like, okay, how am I gonna finish this up? So I'm pretty good at BSing things. But if you're not trying to BS something, I think looking at different forms of media and stepping back from things and actually talking it over with someone, if you're able to talk over the subject, and even just there's different ways you can go about it, but I personally will maybe find inspiration elsewhere, maybe looking up things on the internet. I don't know. I really don't know the best way to answer that, but there are probably people that could probably answer that question better. Elizabeth, please answer my question above. I do not see your question. Oh, what do you think about INFJs who aren't too keen on ENTPs? I generally cannot spend very much time around them without becoming irritable. Of course, everyone is not the same. That's interesting. I find ENTJs fascinating, and I really like, not ENTJs, ENTPs. I also like ENTJs, but not as much as ENTPs. I do prefer ENTPs more. So it's an interesting dynamic. You have to think about, first of all, are these people typed correctly? Because if they truly are ENTPs, well, it's just like any type. There's, I guess, hypothetically, you're supposed to get along with certain personality types more, but there's certain behavioral things that can change that. But you have to think about if they're actually an ENTP and if you're actually an INFJ. And if they are an ENTP and you, or you find out that you're not an INFJ, that would make sense. Or they just might be annoying. I do get that ENTPs can be annoying. But I get it, but I don't share that viewpoint. I have a few ENTP friends. I've dated an ENTP, and that was one of my best relationships. And the reason why we broke up was he was moving. Well, I was moving, not moving. We were dating for summer when I was in Europe because he is, well, I've said he's British. He's actually Scottish. I met him in the UK. He was living in the UK, but anyways, long story short, with ENTPs, cognitively speaking, you should get along with ENTPs pretty well, but there are exceptions. If you are, say, an INFp, then that would make sense because you would be, I believe, their supervisor. So if we're thinking in socionics, that would make sense because you kind of see you don't kind of view them as equals in that kind of relationship. That was a horrible answer, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry, this is a horrible answer. The caffeine addict. I'm reading some books on body language. I think SE users will pick up this subject really quick. Yeah, I think SE users do pick up it. I think people, especially with higher SE, I personally love studying body language, and I actually pay attention to it all the time because I'm so into it. Yep. Oh yeah. INTJ jerk. Yes, I am an ESTJ. We've been over this. Elizabeth Henry. Would you take Myers-Briggs compatibility with a grain of salt? I find myself not generally being socially compatible with ENTPs. I do often get along with ENFPs and INFPs. Yeah, I would. Well, the thing is, again, about the ENTP thing, you were the question. I mean, that was your question earlier too. Is like we can look at things on paper, but people's experiences are different. So, for example, I have a lot of INTJ friends. Not every INFJ does. And I think that has to do with your behavioral backgrounds and the way you grew up, because your parents can influence that as well because you're so closely affected by your parents or your guardians. I do think that if we're thinking about just friendships in general and maybe a more natural like flow, I do think that ENFPs and INFPs can flow a little bit easier with INFJs, because ENTPs do like to stir the pot and they're going to say things that are not the always the nicest, or like, they're going to come off sometimes potentially abrasive. Not saying that ENFPs and INFPs aren't going to be that way, or INFJs. I know I can be that way at times, but they're a little bit more insensitive than ENFPs and INFPs. And I do find that from the get-go, you're probably going to get along better. But I think if you knock down some walls with the ENTPs, just like the INTJ, you're going to find that gushy, nice Effie in there. And it's going to be a little bit easier to deal with. Okay. This, seriously, I don't even know why. Okay, so there's some weird person that commented and I hit them. Okay. Any of you guys like Americans know the band Europe? Swedish band. The Final Countdown has biggest hit, I believe. Oh, interesting. I didn't know. I didn't know that that was a band. I mean, that was the band's name. What's a common idea or thing that gives you optimism? So, okay. I think the thing about optimism, and I guess that's the title of this video, so I should probably address it more, is I think optimism, just like anything else, needs to come intrinsically. I think we can look at things extrinsically in the way of getting validation and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, you need to have things come within. Anything that you do or accomplish or want to do in the future that brings you joy, it needs to come from an intrinsic place. And I think optimism is bred out of them.
Don't forget to do this.
Excuse me.
You may want to keep that box to be able to put stuff in.
Okay.
I'm taking a shower, so you need to put shenanigans in here.
Okay.
So.
Love you. But yeah. I look so great with my just cried face. An idea that brings me optimism is seeing the world I think actually just being on YouTube and stuff and seeing people interact with one another in a positive way, it gives me optimism for the future and the things that we can create. Like I was saying in the interview with Hugh and Jonas, it only takes one person to create a domino effect of change and positivity. And not everybody's going to align with you, and that's fine. Again, there's people that don't align with me, and I'm okay with that, both personally and people that don't know me and they just see my videos online. But just having this sense of positivity and seeing and being around positive people and focusing on positive ideas, listening to things or reading things that have a positive message, but also has a way of also has some realistic value as well, so that you're able to actually accomplish things. And I don't know, that makes me optimistic. I notice now that I'm not trying to bash myself, but I just think I'm not the best at answering questions. Henry, what are you doing, Bad Boys? I actually did not think that this live stream was going to go as long as it has. Okay, Emily, Andrew asked again. Emily, do you think it's common for children to have opposite personalities from their parents? If you mean, Andrew, do you mean opposite as in like an ESTJ? Or just opposite as in extroverts or people that, I don't know, I think in a way, personality is partly genetic. And that can look as a combination of things. For my parents, my mom is an ISFP and my dad is an INTP. And I think of the personalities in quadras. So my dad is in the alpha quadra with NE, TI, FE, SI, and my mom is in the gamma quadra, and they share extra thinking, TE, FI, SE, NI. And again, those are not the orders, but they share those functions. And then I'm in the beta quadra as an INFJ. So I have NI, SE, TI, FE. And again, I was not saying that in the order of the functions. That's not even a type, at least the order that I said. But so basically the combination of my mom and my dad, which my mom and my dad do not share the same functions if we're thinking in just the 4-function model. But together they made myself an INFJ, and they also made my sister an ISTJ. I at least believe my sister's an ISTJ. So they do share some things. But as far as that goes, so I think it's very easy to have different personalities. I think if you have, I don't know if you had like 2 of the same personality, let's say an INFJ and an INFJ, if that would only breed for a beta quadra, so only an ISTP, an ESTP, INFJ, ENFJ. I'm not sure. That's actually a very interesting idea. I don't know if that's how it works, but it's interesting. Oh my gosh. Jonas, you were totally not an ENTP. Oh, Stephanie, I could make you a mod. I'm going to make you a moderator right now. And I'm going to, yeah, I'm just going to randomly make some people a moderator. The Awakened INFJ, or Jonas, I'm making you a moderator as well, if that's okay. So, you two are now moderators. Before I only had Andrew Squareheart as a moderator. Let's see. And now you are a moderator. Sorry. So I'm just like looking at these comments. I know this is probably not entertaining at all. Oh yeah. Eric, I don't know if I can do another, so talking with famous people, I don't know if I can do another live stream after this. I also didn't think it was going to go as long as it has. It's already been an hour. This really, like, a viewer and also one of my friends sent me this microphone, and that, I didn't know that they sent me this. I just opened this on camera, and that really like threw me off because of how sweet that was. It was just really unexpected. But my mom would probably kill me if I did another live stream. We're actually moving this Wednesday, and hopefully once I move, I will have a lot more freedom. Unfortunately, my mom's probably not going to be barging in as much. And I don't know why I was about to call Henry Andrew, so sorry, Andrew. Look what Henry just did to this thing. Like, Henry, this is a nice bag. Do not mess this up. What a little poop. This is like why we can't have nice things, and I know this was just like the gift bag, but he literally already almost chewed a hole in this. You are so nutty! Baddest boys! So bad! You're gonna have your little private parts chopped off soon, unfortunately. Yeah. Oh, hey, Joey. Yes, Henry is very cute. He's a cute boy. Yeah, I really should make a video about, I should make a video about talking with famous people. Maybe I should do a Type Police episode on you, even though I do think you're an ENTP, but it'd still be funny. Yes, Eric, I would love for you to join. I think you're extremely interesting and you have a lot of insight, so yes, that would be great. Samantha, if you want to, you can be a moderator too. I can just make everybody moderators. Just joking. Eric, I gave this person my address, so that would be very scary if I did not give this person my address. Really? This poop was really, Henry. What is your? Why? Why do you have to bite this? No, you bad little dog. You are such a bad little naughty. Bad, naughty, bad, naughty. What are you doing? No, Nose. Nose. Oh, yeah. Talking with famous people is definitely an ISFJ. You got that right. INT jerk. Um, he's a very evolved ISFJ. He just like completely evolved into a full-fledged. Sorry, I'm like not even finishing my thought. Okay, well, Samantha, you're now moderator. Okay. Yeah, all these moderate. Really, Henry? No, do not bite on that bag, please, 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 please. Come here. Do not. Do not. This is what you get when you have an ESFP dog. Which I love ESFPs, but still. Okay, I really think that I should probably end this because there's really no point. I know I called this optimism. I don't think it really. I mean, I talked about optimism a bit, but it was mostly opening this up. That was crazy. Like, wow, super sweet. Also, you guys are great. I am gonna edit that vlog. I don't know if I'm gonna do it tonight. I was wanting to upload it today since it is Bradley's birthday, but I might have to narrate it because the clips are sparse. That was super fun. It would be really cool one day to do a meetup, not just INFJs, but all types. Except for ESTJs. I'm just kidding. I want to be the only ESTJ there. But, which again, I'm not an ESTJ, but it's fun to say that. It would be really interesting to have a meetup with everybody. Andrew, you said, what exactly are moderators? So you, from my understanding, you're able to actually block people or hide people from channels from this channel. Basically, you get to monitor the channel. It's such a privilege. I'm just joking. I'm not really sure how much is involved. I only had Andrew, my other friend Andrew, Squareheart, a moderator. So he was just, you can basically do things on the back end. I don't know how much you can do. I probably should look into that more, but I guess the more the merrier in my eyes because I think what's it called? I mean, I would only want certain people just because, but still. Have I met any female ESTPs? I actually have met an ESTP female. I know I've met more, but there was this like pyramid scheme kind of, and I don't know if it's really a pyramid scheme. It's just not. It was one of those companies where it was almost like selling knives, but it was like selling books. Like you go door to door and sell books, and it's an internship. And she was trying to promote this. I forget her name actually, but I just remember at the time she said that she was an ESTP. I do believe she was. She was very captivating and very good at her job, let's just say. Like, I can see how she was able to recruit people for that. And I actually was considering doing that for a second, and then I realized, hey, this sounds like a pyramid scheme, and I had people throw some sense into me. Yeah. Obese journalism. What do you think about C.S. Joseph and his video about INFJs? I think I've said this in a video recently. I actually do not watch C.S. Joseph, and this is, I mean, again, there's really no reason I don't, but I just don't. I mean, I probably should, because I know he has some pretty good insights, but I have just not watched his videos. I know I probably have watched something of him before, and I don't know why I don't watch his videos, but I just don't. So maybe I will check that out. But yeah. Well, I hope you guys are having a good night. I think I'm gonna go, just because, again, my mom isn't gonna like that I'm on here for too long. Also, I need to watch out for this boy. What? Have you thought about CX network? Oh. Okay. All right. Well, I have a great night, guys. We have more people on patrol as far as moderating, because I do realize that some of these slip through the cracks. Okay, so you can actually, I'm gonna go ahead and block this person from the channel, because we don't need to use that. So just hide, you just put hide user. If people are saying stuff like not good, just hide them from the channel. Don't even, just delete it. But yes, okay. Yeah, thank you, Stephanie. I mean, Stephanie did not send me this, but thank you for saying, yeah. I hope you guys have a good night, and I will see you in the next video. All right, bye guys.